Hey everybody, it's good to see you this Wednesday, October 14. I want to share with you where we're going this Sunday. We've got some exciting things going on, and then get you into the scriptures in preparation for Sunday and our worship together. So first, the exciting things that are taking place during our worship. We've got the dedication of a number of our children. That will be at the 11 o'clock service. We always look forward to standing alongside parents as they make the commitment before God and a congregation of people that they're going to raise their children in the ways of the Lord and according to God's commands. Secondly, Sunday is First Responder Sunday, so we're going to be honoring those first responders from the medical field, firefighters, law enforcement, the people who are on the front lines of our society week in and week out, pre-COVID, during COVID, post-COVID. They're the ones that are serving, and we're going to honor them and celebrate them this Sunday as well. And we're going to tie that into our scripture passage, or better yet, tie the scripture right into that focus of celebrating first responders. We're going to look at James chapter 2, because in that passage, James talks about faith and works and how you can say something, but what you do, if it's not consistent with what you say, then that inconsistency demonstrates that what you're saying is really not true. And when James is talking about faith, he's saying, hey, faith without works is dead. I mean, you can say you believe, but if your belief hasn't brought about some kind of change, some kind of action that's consistent with your belief, then your belief is just, it's talk. And so I want you to look at James chapter 2, and I'm going to pick up here in verse 21. We're actually going to start on Sunday at verse 14, but I'm going to pick up in 21. Was not Abraham our father justified by his works when he offered Isaac his son on the altar? Do you see that faith was working together with his works, and by works his faith was made perfect? And the scripture was fulfilled, which says, Abraham believed God, and it was accounted to him for righteousness, and he was called the friend of God. You see then that a man is justified by works, and not by faith only. And so again, we'll talk more about that passage and how faith, what you say you believe, and then works, what you do, and the way you're actually living out your beliefs, how those things really have to be in sync with one another. But there's another passage that I want you to read in preparation for Sunday. It's a cross-reference to James 2, and that's Romans chapter 4. In Romans 4, Paul uses the very same concept of Abraham believing God and it being accounted to him for righteousness. But it seems like Paul is saying something contradictory to what James is saying. Now, we'll talk on Sunday how that's not the case, but I want you to just consider it. In Romans chapter 4, if you pick up with verse 2, Romans 4:2, for if Abraham was justified by works, then he has something to boast about, but not before God. For what does the scripture say? Abraham believed God, and it was accounted to him for righteousness. Now him who works, the wages are not counted as grace, but as debt. But to him who does not work, but believes on him who justifies the ungodly, his faith is accounted for righteousness. And so as we look at these two passages, the relationship of faith and works, what we believe, what we think, what we say we believe and think, and then what we actually do, the way we live our lives. As we look at these things, again, we're going to tie it into the lives of first responders and how they clearly demonstrate their love for our larger community. But then we're also going to tie it into our spiritual lives and how what we say we believe and what we think, it should make that difference in the world around us. Now, we have a saying here at Elizabeth Baptist Church that we want to see every member growing spiritually, every member going on mission for the Lord, starting at your dinner table, and every member giving of his or her time, energy, talent, resources. But that second one, every member going on mission for the Lord. I mean, if you really believe the things of the gospel is going to impact your life in such a way that your life is going to have a gospel impact on the lives of those around you. And that gospel impact should start right there with family at your dinner table. So again, we're going to talk about these things more on Sunday. Looking forward to a great day, child dedication, the First Responder Sunday, time spent in His Word, time spent in prayer, time spent in worship, singing praises to the Lord. It's going to be a great time. Worship with us, whether you're able to be with us in person or whether you worship online with us. You're a part of the EBC family, and we're glad that you are. God bless you.